Congratulations! You've become a skilled specialist on all semantic tasks. Ready for a new challenge? The Semantic Triage task is the one that sends text to the specialist task you've been working on. Now you get to be the taskmaster. In this video, we'll walk you through the Semantic Triage task. As a triager, you'll decide which pieces of text need a closer look from specialists. You'll notice 4 bars to the upper left. One for each kind of text, you can send it to 4 types of semantic specialists. If I click on the top label, probability, my mouse becomes a blue highlighter. I can use it to highlight any text that indicates probability, including both confidence and uncertainty. Text I highlight with the probability tag will go to probability specialists. Notice the detailed instructions for how to apply this highlighter in the pane below. Before we get started, let's do a quick review of the 4 kinds of semantic specialists. Probability specialists look for indicators of overconfidence and uncertainty. Language specialists look for language issues like misleading metaphors or other rhetoric, typos, and confusing sentence structure. Reasoning specialists look for fallacious arguments. And finally, evidence specialists evaluate the use of scientific evidence. Your job as a triager is to read through a full article and highlight passages that need follow-up. You'll probably find it easiest to read through the article first, looking for issues for language and probability. Let's try it. Well, right off the bat, cult-like seems like a heavily loaded analogy to use for popular politicians. Run their lives also seems like loaded language. In fact, this whole sentence is ungrammatical, which is a reason to highlight it for language specialists to consider. Even though it's Governor Abbott who said these, not the author, let's highlight that as a potential language issue. We have a mechanism for sorting out if a particular statement is from the author or from someone they're quoting. So we don't need to worry about the author being punished for quoting someone that said something outrageous. Remember, if you forget what the highlight means, there are instructions at the bottom. Now here, the Cook Political Report reads the race as a toss-up. That's some probabilistic language. A toss-up means it's equally likely to go either way. Keep an eye out for probabilistic language like likely and frequency, for indicators of uncertainty like maybe and possibly, and for indicators of overconfidence like no chance and without doubt. Let's highlight this section for probability specialists. Okay, we found some text for language and probability. Do we want to send any of it to the reasoning specialists? Yeah. Here's a weak argument. Abbott likened this year's U.S. Senate race in Texas to his own campaign 4 years ago against Democrat Wendy Davis, who he noted also gained national attention before losing by roughly 20 percentage points in the general election. That seems like a case of cherry picking. How do we know that one case is a good comparison when there are countless cases of political candidates getting national attention and winning? So let's highlight that in yellow to send it to the reasoning specialists. Now, what about evidence? This is an article about politics, not science, so there isn't much. But if you look at the end of the article, you'll see reports of some polls. Polls are a kind of study. Systematically collected evidence to help us make inferences about candidates' popularity. So I'm going to highlight the reports from these polls in green to send along to the evidence specialists. Because the polls are separate sets of evidence about different races, we need to give the second one its own case flag. We do this just by clicking on the plus sign or clicking on the highlight and pressing 2 on the keyboard. Okay, that's it. Now you're ready to do it yourself. Remember, your answers will be combined with other contributors. So don't worry if you're not sure about some things. Just give your best judgments. If you're stuck, you can always check the instructions at the bottom of the page. Good luck!